Very good evening, pals. This video is recorded about 16:23 p.m. Indian Standard Time on the day of March the 6th, 2025, which seems to be a Thursday. You know, it's pretty hot, pretty normal. The evening has started to basically rise. You know, sun is about to set. You know, the place where we are, seems to be in the very close vicinity or close proximity of the immediate university, which seems to be in School of Engineering, where we had been to like about 70 years ago, back in about 2018. Now, pals, at particular visit to the immediate university, which we had like about for about 1.5 hours, turned out to be like, very nostalgia rising, and while we been there were many things which were happening. Obviously we can't ignore places here, but one thing which we would like to share, pals, is that there is nothing really as comprehensive as the State of the Union address of the President of the United States. But here we do feel that there is a need and necessity to cover all the genericized and local aspects. Back in that particular immediate university, the culture of its campus life, or rather its campus culture, which it was exhibiting, was basically at the peak, or rather it was considered to be like very illustrious, or rather very acclaimed, for the sort of the funky vibes, which it was in fact like giving. But scenario seems to be, pals, that even if that particular culture was of that particular breed, we weren't really able to do anything about it, because the scenario seems to be, pals, that even if you go there, to the immediate university, you cannot guarantee that, that you're going to be basically benefited, like the way in which, some great individuals, like obviously Mr. Singh, benefited from the School of Engineering. Well, it's very difficult, to create a universe, and that is what, we are trying to do. More updates soon. See you later.